Sometimes we get stuck with negative thoughts that make us feel stressed, worried, and sad. But Buddhism has really helpful teachings that can bring us peace and happiness, even when life feels chaotic. In this video, we will delve into 6 essential lessons from Buddhism on how to finish negative thoughts and cultivate inner peace. Lesson 1. Cultivating joyful thoughts in Buddhism. The cultivation of joyful thoughts is considered the foundation for overcoming negative thinking. By intentionally directing our attention towards positive experiences, acts of kindness, and moments of gratitude, we can develop a mindset that naturally counters negativity. This practice not only uplifts our spirits, but also nurtures a sense of contentment and appreciation for life's blessings. According to Buddhist teachings, deliberately shifting our focus towards positive experiences, acts of kindness, and moments of gratitude can serve as a foundation for overcoming negative thoughts. Cultivating joyful thoughts not only improves our mental state, but also nurtures a deeper sense of contentment and gratitude towards life's blessings. By training ourselves to notice and appreciate the positive aspects, we are less likely to be consumed by negative thoughts and emotions. This practice helps to counteract the tendency to dwell on negativity and opens up space for a more optimistic and resilient outlook on life. Ultimately, by consciously cultivating joyful thoughts, we empower ourselves to break the cycle of negative thinking and find greater peace and contentment in our lives. This lesson serves as a reminder of the importance of actively seeking positivity and training our minds to embrace joy and gratitude. Lesson 2. Mindful breathing. One powerful technique to address negative thoughts is through mindful breathing. By focusing our attention on the breath, we can anchor ourselves in the present moment, reducing mental chatter and creating space for clarity and peace. The breath serves as a constant reminder of the impermanence of thoughts, allowing us to detach and let go of negativity. In Buddhism, the practice of mindful breathing is considered to be one effective way to overcome negative thoughts. When we engage in mindful breathing, our attention is directed towards the breath, allowing us to stay fully present in the current moment. Negative thoughts often arise due to dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. By shifting our focus to our breath, we divert our attention away from these thoughts and bring ourselves back to the present, where we can find clarity and peace. The act of observing the breath serves as an anchor, grounding us in the here and now. It helps us detach from the constant stream of thoughts that may be fueling negativity in our minds. As we pay attention to the rhythm and sensations of our breathing, we become more aware of the impermanence of thoughts. We realize that just like the breath, thoughts come and go, and they are not permanent or inherently true. Through mindful breathing, we create a space between ourselves and negative thoughts. This space allows us to observe the thoughts without getting entangled in them, enabling us to let go of negativity more easily. As we practice this technique regularly, our ability to detach from negative thoughts strengthens, leading to a greater sense of inner peace and well-being. Mindful breathing is a powerful tool in Buddhism to address negative thoughts. It helps us stay present, detach from negativity, and recognize the impermanence of thoughts. By incorporating this practice into our daily lives, we can cultivate a calmer and more positive mindset. Lesson 3. Observing thoughts. Buddhism encourages us to observe our thoughts without judgment or attachment. By cultivating awareness of our thought patterns, we become intimately familiar with the transient nature of our inner narratives. This practice teaches us that thoughts arise and pass away, and we are not defined by them. Recognizing the impermanence of thoughts helps break the cycle of negative thinking and opens up new possibilities for positive growth. By observing our thoughts, we cultivate an understanding that thoughts are temporary and ever-changing. We come to realize that thoughts arise in our minds and eventually fade away. This understanding helps us detach from our thoughts and prevents us from being defined by them. Negative thoughts often stem from our tendency to get caught up in repetitive negative thinking patterns. Through the practice of observing thoughts, we develop an intimate familiarity with these patterns. We become aware of the fleeting nature of negative thoughts and their impermanence. This awareness breaks the cycle of negative thinking and prevents us from becoming consumed by it. As we detach from negative thoughts and recognize their impermanence, we open ourselves up to new possibilities for positive growth. We shift our focus from dwelling on negative thoughts to actively seeking and nurturing positive ones. This shift in mindset allows us to cultivate a more positive outlook on life and make room for personal development and transformation. The practice of observing thoughts taught in Buddhism helps us finish negative thoughts by cultivating awareness of their impermanence. It allows us to detach from negative thought patterns and opens up new possibilities for positive growth and well-being. Lesson 4. Accepting the impermanence of thoughts. In Buddhism, one way to address negative thoughts is by understanding and accepting the impermanence of thoughts. This means recognizing that thoughts are not permanent or fixed, and they can change and pass through our mind like clouds passing through the sky. By acknowledging the impermanence of our mental states, we can let go of the attachment or desire for our thoughts to be a certain way or to last forever. Instead of clinging onto negative thoughts, we learn to observe them and allow them to naturally come and go. This practice of accepting the impermanence of thoughts helps us develop a more balanced perspective towards our own mind. It allows us to create space for fresh and more positive thoughts to emerge. Just as clouds make way for clear skies, accepting the impermanence of our thoughts enables us to cultivate a more positive mindset and outlook. Through this acceptance, we can experience inner freedom and liberate ourselves from the grip of negativity. By understanding that negative thoughts are not permanent, we can cultivate a sense of detachment from them. This detachment allows us to respond to negative thoughts with equanimity and not let them dictate our emotions or actions. By embracing the impermanence of thoughts, we can let go of attachment to negativity and create space for more positive perspectives. This practice can lead to inner freedom and a release from the grip of negative thoughts. Lesson 5. Reducing attachment to thoughts. Attachment to thoughts is a common source of suffering. Buddhism teaches the practice of non-attachment, where we cultivate a healthy detachment from our thoughts. By recognizing that thoughts are not inherently real or truthful, we can distance ourselves from their influence. By reducing our attachment, we create a mental space that allows us to respond skillfully to negative thoughts instead of being consumed by them. The practice of non-attachment is introduced as a way to cultivate a healthy detachment from our thoughts. This involves recognizing that our thoughts are not inherently real or truthful representations of reality. Through this awareness, we can distance ourselves from the influence of our thoughts and avoid becoming consumed by them. By reducing attachment to our thoughts, we create a mental space that enables us to respond skillfully to negative thoughts instead of being overwhelmed or controlled by them. This practice allows us to observe our thoughts more objectively and with less emotional involvement, ultimately leading to a greater sense of peace and well-being. By cultivating a healthy detachment, we can create a space of awareness that empowers us to respond skillfully to negative thoughts and break free from their grip, leading to a more peaceful and contented state of mind. Lesson 6. Being mindful of the physical body. The mind and body are deeply interconnected, and by nurturing our physical well-being, we can impact our mental state positively. Buddhism encourages us to be present with our bodies, tuning into our sensations, and treating ourselves with kindness and compassion. By caring for our physical needs, such as getting sufficient rest, nourishing ourselves with healthy food, and engaging in regular exercise, we lay a foundation for mental well-being and resilience against negative thoughts. Being present with our bodies means paying attention to the sensations and cues that arise in our physical form. This involves being aware of our breath, the movements of our body, and any physical sensations or discomforts we may experience. By tuning in to these sensations, we can develop a greater sense of self-awareness and connection to our physical being. Buddhism encourages treating ourselves with kindness and compassion. This means being gentle and understanding towards our bodies, especially during challenging times. Instead of criticizing or neglecting our physical needs, we should prioritize self-care. Taking care of our physical needs, such as getting sufficient rest, nourishing ourselves with healthy food, and engaging in regular exercise, plays a crucial role in cultivating mental well-being. By nurturing our physical well-being, we establish a solid foundation for mental resilience against negative thoughts. When our bodies are healthy and balanced, our minds are better equipped to handle stress and negative emotions. Our physical well-being contributes to our overall mental well-being, allowing us to approach negative thoughts with greater clarity and perspective. By caring for our bodies, being present with our sensations, and treating ourselves with kindness and compassion, we create a strong basis for mental well-being and resilience against negative thoughts. Lesson 7. Cultivating awareness of emotions and mental states. Buddhist teachings emphasize the importance of developing mindfulness towards our emotions and mental states. By observing our emotions without judgment, we can identify the root causes of our negative thoughts and address them at their source. Mindfulness enables us to respond to challenging emotions with compassion and understanding, reducing their negative impact on our overall well-being. In Buddhism, cultivating awareness of emotions and mental states is seen as a valuable tool in overcoming negative thoughts and promoting inner peace and well-being. This lesson emphasizes the practice of mindfulness, which involves observing our emotions and mental states without judgment or attachment. By developing this awareness, we can gain deeper insights into the root causes of our negative thoughts. Instead of allowing ourselves to be consumed by these thoughts, we can observe them with curiosity and compassion. Through this process, we become more attuned to the patterns and triggers that lead to negative thinking. With mindfulness, we can respond to challenging emotions with compassion and understanding. Rather than reacting impulsively or getting carried away by negative thoughts, we can choose to address them at their source. This may involve acknowledging and accepting our emotions, examining the underlying beliefs or assumptions that contribute to negativity, and finding healthier ways to respond. By applying this lesson, we can gradually lessen the impact of negative thoughts on our overall well-being. This practice helps us to develop a more balanced and positive mindset, as well as cultivate greater resilience in the face of adversity. Ultimately, the goal is to free ourselves from the grip of negative thoughts and live with a sense of clarity, peace, and inner harmony. Buddhism reminds us that we have the power to finish negative thoughts and cultivate inner peace. By drawing on these 7 essential lessons, cultivating joyful thoughts, practicing mindful breathing, observing thoughts without attachment, accepting their impermanence, reducing attachment, being mindful of the physical body, and cultivating awareness of emotions, we can liberate ourselves from the grips of negativity and find solace in the present moment. May these teachings serve as a guiding light on your path towards a more tranquil and fulfilling life.